So when these ecosystem services are overused, are degraded, it's more likely that we're going to have conflict. And the British military is already looking into this and looking at the impacts of degrading our ecosystem services. But the great challenge leading up to 2050 will be maintaining our political structures, our governance structures, to ensure that we can deal with these greater challenges as they arise. Now, we are going to see images like this of climate change refugees, of ecosystem service refugees, more and more. And most of this initially will be coming from the developing world. Now, I've been talking about the terrestrial world. What about the marine world? Well, we've left no corner of the Earth untouched. We've already removed about 30% of the world's mangroves. We've fished down about, well, there's 90% of the large predators have been removed. We are fishing down the food chain, moving towards jellyfish. Most of the world's major fisheries will probably have crashed by 2050. CO2 is being emitted into the atmosphere. A third of that is absorbed by the oceans. Now, when the oceans absorb CO2, it creates carbonic acid, which is acidic. And if your shell is made of calcium carbonate, that's not a good thing because you're going to start to slowly erode in the future. And this can cause entire food chains to collapse. And we're looking at losing our coral reefs and the foundations of biodiversity in the oceans. We're also seeing greater dead zones from more nitrogen and phosphate being put into the ocean system. Basically, what's happening is whole areas are experiencing eutrophication, and species are essentially suffocating. Now, we're going to have elevated sea levels as well. With elevated sea levels, obviously there's major implications for the coastal zones. People moving all over the world, agricultural land lost. And there's much discussion about how much the sea levels will rise. But I'd just like to make the point that last time the world was 2 degrees Celsius warmer, sea levels were 4 to 6 meters higher. The Millennium Ecosystem Assessment looked at the services that nature provides. And it's showing us that 15 of the 24 analyzed are being degraded. And this pattern seems to be only continuing into the future. But it's okay because the world government stepped in and they said, we will make a difference. In 2002, they said, we are going to set a target, a significant reduction in the rate of biodiversity loss. Almost every 180 countries signed up for this. Now, what has happened? Well, we've spectacularly failed to hit this target. And 2010 is obviously just around the corner, and I'm not sure anyone will even notice, which is almost the greater tragedy. The other thing is that population continues to grow. We continue to see massive economic growth and consumption, and we continue to see poor governance, the indirect drivers. We continue to see the direct drivers of habitat change, climate change, invasive species, and so on, stable or increasing. So things are only getting worse. So we look to the future. I've painted the picture as the business as usual scenario. And we have to think about, is this a world we want to live in? And if the answer is no, well, then why would we do this to our children? And I just want to take some learning from what's happened today, and I'd like you all to take your puppet cup, and I'd like you to look at your puppet cup, and I would like you to find the eyes. Find the eyes. Now, picture yourself in 2050. Now you talk to the puppet cup, and that's your child or your future child or your grandchild, and you say to your future child, we knew this was happening, we didn't take action soon enough, sorry. Now this is a script that none of us want to see played out. Thank you.